Well, see, when you look at somebody like me, I grew up here. There's nothing you can tell me about Memphis that I don't already know. There's nothing you can tell me about Memphis.
From the boardroom to the streets.
I don't already know.
With Mike from Memphis, man. Together, we can fix things. Really?
When you say, I want to be treated fairly, and I want a voice.
Yeah.
I want
He saw things weren't fair, so he chose to run for mayor. You get up and do something when you really care. It's Memphis 360.
I'm with you. In the meantime,
It's Memphis 360.
in the meantime, in between time, we got folks shooting people up out the frame. Anybody said a word. We've become
Man.
accustomed to people dying in this city.
Yeah. It's Memphis 360.
Turning the TV on and the news and see our loved ones and see young people that are out of control. And now see, okay. We talk about incarceration. We talk about the youth. We talk about giving them the ability. We talk about investing in young people and investing in the community. See, I hate ignorance. I hate when people make decisions about things and they make statements and they haven't done their research.
How can you fix the problem when you don't even know what the problem is?
We need some help in this city.
It's Memphis 360.
See, I hate ignorance.
It's Memphis 360. Man.
And good evening. We'd like to welcome you to Memphis 360, the television show. We said we like to go from the boardroom to the streets. And that's exactly what we like to do. You know, a lot of things we say on this TV show is not very popular. A lot of people don't like it. But we like to be straightforward and we like to tell the truth. What's up? Robert Jameson out there in California. What's up, Jenny Lynn? These are my friends that are live here on Facebook. And I want to talk to them, but I also want to do the broadcast. But this show is geared for individuals here in the city of Memphis, just to kind of get a pulse for the city of Memphis and to talk to a lot of the individuals that are out there that are just wanting to know what's going on here in the city of Memphis. We have people that look in from all over the country. And the first thing I want to do is say thank you for actually just taking the time to tune in to Memphis 360. You know, it's a little television show, but we reach a lot of people and we say a lot of things that people really want to say just from me talking to individuals out there in the streets. And that's why we said we like to go from the boardroom to the streets. Earlier today, in my capacity as the Chief Administrative Officer for General Sessions, quite naturally, I was in the county building, you know, dealing with CAOs and directors and all of those people. I just left Clerk Brown. I guess he went out to the library, the new library that they're going to be building in Fraser. He was out there today. They did the deal with the shovels, what they call that, turning soil or groundbreaking. He went out there to that today because he was one of the ones that was instrumental in getting the funding for that library in Fraser when he was on the city council, and now he is the city General Sessions Court clerk. So, you know, I'm just happy that he's able to do stuff like that now. He's 80 years old. I think he fired me 3 times today. I had a really good time with him today. He was very, very, very vibrant, very talkative, and we had some good conversations about his concern about his staff members, concern about the citizens of Shelby County, the citizens of the city of Memphis. He's still very active and still very thinking when it comes to individuals being treated fairly and individuals that are being treated right. Uh, can we get Mr. Tark Sugarman in to talk? I have a lot of questions. I will definitely ask him, Jenny Lynn. Jenny Lynn is asking me on Facebook to see if I can get Judge Tarek Sugarman here. He is the juvenile court judge. But anyway, so, you know, even though I deal with individuals in that realm and on that level, um, I definitely want to make sure that we don't leave out the individuals on the bottom. Oftentimes, their needs, want, wishes, and desires, often the things that concern them go unnoticed, unrecognized. Individuals, those are the people that count, the taxpayers, the individuals that actually pay the taxes in this city. We have had 5 young people that have been killed in this city this week alone. And that was up until yesterday. And I heard that there were possibly a couple of other shootings that occurred over last night. I'm not really sure, so I'm not going to go into that. But we've had 5 young people that have been killed in the last week in this city. This city is in crises when it comes to our young people. And a lot of people don't want to hear about this. You know, when Ezekiel Kelly went through the city of Memphis on a shooting spree a couple of weeks ago, it was the big news. It was the big thing. Everybody wanted to talk about it. You know, how violent crime is so prevalent in this city. And everybody was up in arms because everybody was afraid that they may be the next one to run into this young man. But now nobody's saying anything. Nobody's talking about it. But guess what? We are still losing young people in this city at an alarming rate. When we talk about, I can sit here and say 5 young people, youth, have been killed in this city in the last 5 days. You had an 80-year-old gentleman who was an Uber driver or a service driver. He was, what's up, Aisha Taylor? He was killed while ride sharing for his wallet. You had a 12 and a 15-year-old that carjacked somebody or stole a car out there in Fraser. We have a serious problem in this city when it comes to crime. I I ran by Clerk Brown yesterday. He was in the office yesterday as well. And I was busy over in 201 Poplar, and I had told Kenny Lee and the individuals that belong to Ride of Tears that I would come and join them in front of City Hall because they wanted to bring attention to what was going on in the city of Memphis, about the youth that are being killed. So as I'm coming out of 201 Poplar, Mr. Clerk Brown is coming out of 140 Adams, and I'm running, and he's like, Michael, and I'm like, sir, I can't talk right now. I run past him over to the square in front of City Hall because they got what they call the baby hearse up there, the Ride of Tears. They got the baby hearse up there. They had Stop the Violence van up there. They had, you know, young individuals up there who, you know, people are just tired of all of this killing that's occurring here in this city. You have people that are afraid. You have people that are afraid for their children. You know, and it's so funny. I was having a conversation with my wife today, you know, because, you know, my wife is so insightful. You know, sometimes, you know how we are about our wives, man. God, Jesus, we don't want to listen to them sometimes. But the lady be on point because I have to vent to her a lot of times about my frustrations. I have to vent to her about all of the things that are occurring in this city. And she is my rock. But as I'm telling her about what's going on, she always breaks it down a little bit for me. Because she said, you know what, Michael? She said, a lot of times these people are so fake. They act as if they want to address the issues and the problems in this city, but they don't. It's all about the economics in this city. Blight is money. We want to tell young boys to pull their pants up, but you don't know what they've went through, because a lot of us, we're at a point or stage in our lives to whereas we're comfortable, we think we've made it, and especially those that control the purse strings. When you talk about the county commissioners, and I'm not bad-mouthing anybody right now, but I'm telling you how a lot of times we become so detached from what's going on. We're sitting here saying, pull your pants up. But you may have a young boy who is growing up in a household, and that household is so disruptive that it's pitiful. You may have his mother, and I'm not talking about all moms, but all of us know and we see a lot of our relatives, a lot of individuals that we know, these young girls out here chasing the D. So they're not really concentrating on the kids. But see, a lot of these young girls that's out here chasing the D, they grew up in a household that was disrupted, because in the 80s and 90s, you had the crack epidemic. So a lot of them grew up in households that were not stable. Not all, some. So they don't know how to be parents. They're looking for love in all the wrong places. They go off and stay 2-3 days and leave the kids in the house by themselves. And I'm not putting it on the women. I'm not. Because, dude, you're at fault too. Because those are your kids. But this is just the way it's happening here. And this is just an evolution, and it's evolving, and it has come to this. Because you got this young boy who has been through all of this. You don't know if he's been molested. You don't know if this little girl has been molested when she's left at home, or she's left at home with the boyfriend. You don't know. So now these young kids are traumatized. A lot of these young kids don't know if they're going to make it to 20, to 25. And they don't care. They're living life in this moment. You wasn't there for me, city of Memphis, and all of you individuals that want me to do the right thing. You weren't there for me when I was being molested. You weren't there for me when my mother wasn't in the household. You wasn't there for me when I was hungry. You wasn't there for me when I was frustrated. And see, and a lot of these young kids can't articulate because they have not had the maturity or the education to be able to articulate what's going on with them. So what do? They act out. They act out because they're frustrated. They don't know if they're going to see tomorrow. So they don't care. And you can tell, and it's very evident by what we see every day. Crime, picking up guns. And then the other thing is, you have to understand that every time somebody is killed in this city, every time there's a body laying in the street, every time there's a home invasion. I saw where on Halloween in Cordova, see, y'all think y'all safe in Cordova, but do you know there looked like some dude dressed up as Batman and some other dude dressed up as something else. They walked up to the house, and it's on camera. They showed it on the news this morning. Trick or treat. They came in, shot the man in the leg, shot the woman in the face. In Cordova, where y'all think y'all done ran off to, and you're safe now, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. But see, there are no boundaries. There were two young people that were shot in a car. Everybody assumed it was in the city of Memphis. It was in Arlington. Because you just automatically gravitate toward all the crime happening in Memphis. But I say all of that to say it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So this is the deal. Until we truly address the issues of poverty in this city, address the issues of illiteracy in this city, address the issues of engaging our youth in this city, and I ain't talking about playing. I'm so sick of goddamn meetings. Everybody want to meet, but there is no action. We've been meeting for 3-4 years. The homicide rate has exceeded itself for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's steadily going up, and we're steadily setting records. So that means individuals are dying in this city. But we want to have meetings. Just like Ride of Tears had that prayer vigil in front of City Hall, you may have had 40 people out there in a city of 670,000 people just in this city. But let me say I'm going to throw a party. Let me say we're going to have Douce. Let me say we're going to have an all-white. Let me say I'm finna give away some barbecue. Everybody and their brother would be there. But let me say we're going to have an event that we're going to come together, because until we all come together on one accord, this is not going to be fixed. Because see, this is what's happening. You got these individuals that are possibly considered to be privileged, that are trying to fix the problems of what's happening where people have nothing. You don't even understand their plight. You ain't been through what they've been through. You ain't missed a meal. You ain't had to sleep in your clothes because you didn't want to be raped that night. You didn't have to go to bed hungry. You don't hear gunfire all night like you living in a combat zone. How you gonna fix this when you don't even understand what the issues are? You can't. You don't even know how to address it. You know, then you want to give a little money to a couple of little organizations so that they can paint the little vans and run around the community, and you can say you've done something. No. But in the meantime, you want to give $85 million to a developer to develop a hotel. And then the developer say, no, I need another $5 million. And you say, oh, I can't give them the $5 million, but the only reason you say it is because people are starting to talk about it. And then you say, I want to spend $860-something million on a sports complex. And then the sports complex is really being designed for pro soccer, for University of Memphis, for the stadium. You want to build a soccer field, and you have that indoor baseball complex that you're building for competitive. Oh, see, people missing this part. For competitive softball, because you want to pull the business from down in Hernando and South Haven and down there. But how did that address the issue of the young people in the city? It does not. So you're telling me that the lives of the youth in the city aren't worth anything. You would rather make money, because you're making money off the deaths and lives of these young people. You're making money off the taxpayers in this city. You're using it for development. And then the killing part for me, you have these individuals that represent the citizens of this city that are that you have given fiduciary responsibility of your tax dollars, and they're the ones who are approving your tax dollars going into all of these different places. You're not serious about this crime. You're not serious about our babies. You're not serious about them not being killed in this city. You know, and I always talk about there has to be a multi-pronged approach. Yeah, we have to address the issue of the youth, and we have to address the issue of these parents. We keep saying, well, the parents are not parents. Well, they can't be parents if they don't know how to be parents. We have to teach them how to be parents. We have to invest in them how to be parents. I was telling somebody, I think in the same conversation with my wife, I grew up here in Memphis in the 60s. And no disrespect to anybody, no family or nothing like that, but Wyatt Chandler was the mayor. I grew up when Henry Loeb was the mayor. And you had racial issues in the city at that particular time. And you had the sanitation strike, and you had Martin Luther King coming here. So that's how I know you had racial issues. But then even Martin Luther King said it was truly about economic empowerment. Until we became economically empowered, you're going to continue to be a subculture. But I say that to say this. Even when you had Henry Loeb and Wyatt Chandler in office, there were programs in place designed to help young people. There were programs in the parks. There were pools all over the place. You had Malone Pool, Washington Pool, you had Bigfoot Pool, you had Carnes Pool. You had pools everywhere so children could be engaged in the summertime. The community centers were fully staffed. They had arts and crafts in the community centers. The roofs weren't leaking. You didn't have mold all over the walls. So they have not invested in our kids. And I'm telling you, this was a time that we were in the civil rights struggle, but at least they had facilities and different things for kids. And the other thing was, even at Manassas High School, everybody was trying to figure out and outdo each other, so that I had people that graduated from my class, and we thought we lived in a disenfranchised community. They were going to Morehouse, Spelman, Xavier, Harvard, Annapolis, West Point, Wake Forest, Marquette, and quite naturally, Tennessee State, Mississippi State. And everybody was vying to see who would be the best and who could get to the best college. That was the competition. But now kids now don't even have the ability to think that they can go to college, a lot of them. And then college is not for everybody. They had crafts in the school, trades. You could be a mechanic. You could work with woodcraft. You could be a brick mason. Because believe it or not, a lot of those professions make more money than a lot of the individuals that go do a 9-to-5 every day because they have a trade. And especially if they had that trade now, because a lot of those trades are in high demand. And a lot of those trades set their own prices if they do quality work. Y'all are not serious about addressing the issue of our children dying in the city. I can't believe that the pastors, I said it, preacher, you got to get out them walls, preacher. You got to get back out in them streets, preacher. The community used to evolve around the church. The spiritual leaders in the community, Dr. Martin Luther King, preacher. Ralph Abernathy, preacher. Jesse Jackson, preacher. Hello, somebody. And I can go on and on and on. All of them were preachers, the articulate, the supposedly educated, the leaders in the community, well-respected and renowned individuals. But because of Bush, And laws that were put in place, and I'm not even knocking Bush, I'm just saying the laws that a lot of church, you had to separate church and state. And if you're receiving federal funds, then you can't be politically active. And if you notice, when you went to vote this time, it even had on there about preachers being able to to run for office and be political. And also, if you noticed on the ballot, it talked about slavery too. They still have in the Constitution in the state of Tennessee about slaves. Here it is, 2022, and we trying to get it out of the Tennessee Constitution about slavery? You people are not serious, because here in the city of Memphis, where you have a predominantly African-American population, if you were truly serious about taking care of the issues and protecting your children, ensuring your children have the best education, ensuring your children have an opportunity for the future, it would be like in the 60s. It'd be 15,000 people downtown, because you wouldn't accept anything less. And then you would be policing and taking care of your own communities. Ain't nobody gonna come in here and save you. You know, people keep asking me, oh, Mike, man, you said a lot of good stuff, man. You gonna run for mayor? Nope. Not at all. Not at all. But we do need an innovative, creative individual who has the ability to listen to the citizens, to come up with a multi-pronged approach of addressing the crime, the economic inequities in this city, putting plans in place. And it's not going to happen overnight, but putting plans in place to address the issues that we have. And I'm going to get off my soapbox. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you guys. We've become way too disconnected as a people. I know that's right, Aisha. You right. All the preachers, Sheila Zolokoffer. That's my cousin. I can't pronounce her name. Because she married some dude with some weird name. Bob Midget. Good evening, Mr. Williams. Good points. Thank you so much, Bishop Bob. But anyway, hey, you are tuned in to SVP TV Network. You can download the app, SVP TV app. You can catch us on Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV. You can catch us on Comcast Channel 17. You can catch us on, it's one more platform, Comcast Channel 17. And you can also catch us on YouTube, all right? So I got a really good show for you. Those things I talked about, they're near and dear to my heart. And I'm going to always talk about the crime. I'm going to always talk about the inequities that are here in the city of Memphis, as long as I got breath in my body. You know, somebody told me today, a lot of the politicians are so corrupt in this city, Mike, and da-da-da-da-da, and I don't even know if I can trust you. I said, man, let me tell you something. You don't have to trust me. That's your business. But see, I got 4 daughters. I'm their hero. My integrity is everything to me. I can't speak for no other politician, but don't ask me no damn question if you don't want the truth. Because I'm not gonna sit here and play with you and placate and act like somebody that I ain't. I'm from North Memphis, near Scudderfield. I just got a little polish on me and a little age and hopefully a little wisdom, but don't ever get it twisted. So don't come at me with no bull crap. Oh, 21 years in the Army, 21 years on the police department. Don't get it twisted, all right? We had a pop-up shop here this weekend, man. Woo! Y'all know I sell Enhance Your Romance. Finally popped out. And if you guys don't know what it is, you can go to my Facebook page. It is a coffee that enhances your romance. I ain't saying you're broke out there, dude, but if you need a little help and you got that fine wife, you got that fine girl that you want to take on a date, you know, I got guys call me up, and I've been selling it for a while discreetly, and I hadn't really just popped out. And I've been doing pretty good discreetly. But you know what? I said, let me go and take this public. So if you want to get a hold of me, you can text me at 901-649-6162. Don't call me, because I probably won't answer. I won't answer numbers that I don't know. But if you text me, I will definitely text you back. And we will definitely try. Man, I've been going to the post office all week, mailing stuff to different places because folks been inboxing me and texting me and calling me. You know, a lot of guys say, well, I don't need it. I ain't say you did. But I'm going to tell you, I tried it, and I don't think I need it. But it will sure worth my while. Hell, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to get in where I fit in. Point blank, period. And you can say what you want to say. And all right, you fall off if you want to. Somebody else will be falling in. Okay. Anyway, but it's called Enhance Your Romance. It's a coffee. I'm about to order the honey. Man, I done been invited to painting seeds now and all of these other little events. And guess what? I'm going. I'm going. I'm being on my little table and my little stuff set up, selling it. I'm sure am. So, hey, if you need some, holler at your boy, okay? Tell you what, we're going to take a real quick commercial break because I got a special guest in the studio today. You know, we always talk about entrepreneurs, and we definitely talk about African-American entrepreneurs that are coming into the city. Man, I used to love, see, y'all talk about wrestling, y'all talk about the Coliseum. I used to go to wrestling when it was at the auditorium. I'm talking Jackie Fargo, Haystack Calhoun, all those dudes way back, Tojo Yamamoto. Y'all don't even know who the hell I'm talking about, but that's where wrestling really got its roots and started. You know, y'all know Jerry Lawler and Billy Superstar Dundee and all of them, and that's cool too, because I used to watch them. I used to go to Coliseum and watch the King, Jerry Lawler. Oh yeah, but guess what? We got some other individuals that are trying to revive, because that used to be a big thing here in Memphis, and they're trying to revive that, and they're working really hard. And we need to support these young people that are entrepreneurs that are trying to bring activities back into this city. And wrestling was one of them, man. I used to love to go to the wrestling matches, okay? So we have Mr. Johnny Dotson, who is the owner, producer of Bluff City Wrestling. And we're going to bring him on, and we're going to talk a little bit about, man, where you come from, and what make you want to wrestle and all this kind of stuff, and see what he is all about. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey folks, it's Issa Haddad here. I got some good news and a special invitation for you to come see me here at Sunrise Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with new, pre-owned, and certified vehicles to choose from. I can get you financed when no one else can. Come on by, bring your family. I treat you like family. Come see me, Issa, here at the #1 dealership in the Mid-South, 4605 Houston Levy Road, Sunrise Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with hundreds of vehicles to choose from, pre-owned, new, and certified.
Good news from Sunrise Chevrolet. Get in your new vehicle today. Come on in, ask for Issa. Bankrupt, slow pay, bad credit, it's okay. Let Issa put you in your brand new truck or car today when you shop at Sunrise Chevrolet Collierville.
And don't forget, ask for me, Issa.
Ladies, do you feel feminine during your feminine flow? You know, your monthly cycle, your period? Are you still suffering in silence? The suffering is over. It's time to choose Rain. Rain is an all-natural, premium sanitary napkin with 8 layers of cotton, high-grade polymers, graphene to help cut bacteria by 99.9%. Ladies, let's protect the most precious jewel in the world, you.
Rain Premium Sanitary Napkins do not make any medically backed claims or personal recommendations of any kind. For more information, contact Marilyn McGee.
And good evening. Once again, we'd like to welcome you back to Memphis 360, the television show. We said we like to go from the boardroom to the streets. Yeah, and guess what? We have an entrepreneur in the house tonight. He's bringing wrestling back to the city of Memphis. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Johnny Dotson. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for taking time out. I know you important people, man. You know, I tried to get him last week, but he was in Florida, y'all.
Right.
He was down in Florida. I'm in Florida, man. I got stuff to do. Look, I ain't mad at you.
Had to celebrate their birthday. Man.
Roll on, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Roll on. Do it big. Do it in Florida. And I was checking him out on Facebook. It looked like he was happy down there, whatever he was doing. I should have took some of my coffee with him, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, so you have, well, first of all, tell the people a little bit about Johnny Dotson. Who is Johnny Dotson?
Well, Johnny Dawson is just really a country boy from Fayette County, Tennessee, out in Oakland area, and Somerville and Galloway, Tennessee area. Went to Fayetteville High School. Then I moved to Grand Junction, Tennessee, out in Hardeman County. Then I started professional wrestling when I was 18 years old. I went to Superstar Bill Dundee Wrestling School out in McKenzie, Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, so you were a wrestler?
Yeah.
Oh, you are a wrestler?
Yeah, I'm
sorry.
still currently active.
Okay.
And then I got into the wrestling business, and I ended up wrestling on television for Terry Golden and Burt Prentice out in Nashville. Then I got signed with WCW Wrestling.
What?
Out in Atlanta. Yeah.
Wait a minute, WCW?
Yeah, Arn Anderson was my agent.
Okay.
And I came back to Memphis and I started wrestling for Corey Macklin and Jerry Lawler. So I did it for like 15 years, and then it ended. Then I started wrestling for a competitive company, one of my competitors. Didn't like the way Memphis wrestling was going at the time.
Okay.
So I was like, well, why not just start my own? You know, I've been following everybody else's vision and everybody else's dream. Why not do it on my own?
Why not implement your own dream?
Exactly.
Follow your own dreams.
It ended up happening. I got a lot of pastor friends behind me to do it, and Bluff City Wrestling was born.
Wow. Okay. So I see that, you guys are you're on TV.
Yes.
Okay, tell the people how can they watch this show?
You can watch us every Saturday morning on the CW30 network at 11 o'clock. We got the old time, like with Channel 5 days was at 11 o'clock. With Corey had it was at 11 o'clock.
Right.
So now that we have it, it's 11 o'clock. You know? Trying to keep the tradition alive. So.
Okay. I went on your page too, man, and I saw you with your little belts and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He got his little belts. I saw him with Dave Brown and all of those guys, So, like I was telling the people, man, my grandmother got me into wrestling back in the early 60s, believe it or not.
Okay.
She used to be a maid at the auditorium, or used to clean up the auditorium, which is now the Cook Convention Center, way back in the day. And because she worked there, she was able to actually bring us in. And she would bring me and my brother down to the auditorium, and like I say, Jackie Fargo, Haystack Calhoun, Andre, no, I don't think it was Andre. Was it Andre the Giant at the time? I don't know, but it was one of them back there. Coco Beware, Tojo Yamamoto, and we used to be able to actually go down to the dressing room because she worked there. You know what I mean? And she knew all of them and all of that. So wrestling was kind of near and dear to my heart, And once we got a little bit older, it grabbed and they. I think either shut down the auditorium or whatever, but they moved everything out to the Coliseum, and they started using the Coliseum at that time for wrestling. So, where you were, Sheila? Oh, okay. All right. They come on right after me. So y'all come on CW30 right after Tawana Murphy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right after Tawana.
Tawana's on here too. So she
Tawana.
said, "Hey, Tawana." So yeah. So what are you trying to do? What is your vision? You talk about that this is your vision. You want to do it do it the way you want to do it. So what are you trying to do with wrestling?
I want to present wrestling the way it used to be, like when you watched it growing up, when I watched it growing up. My whole goal when I started wrestling was to be on Channel 5 on Saturday mornings and to wrestle in the Mid-South Coliseum. I was able to accomplish all of that. Wow. But now when you look at wrestling now, it's more so watered down. That's why it's called now sports entertainment. I want to make it back to what it used to be when it was the good guys concept versus the bad guys. So I want to make it back traditional. It's going to be a new school flavor. Okay. You know what I mean? But it's going to still have a classic feel, a classic vibe, and that's what we're doing on Saturday morning.
So you got any big name wrestlers that's on your network yet?
Well, the biggest name on our show would
It's
probably be me. You know what I mean?
It's me. Yeah.
I was blessed to be able to win mostly every title in the city of Memphis when I wrestled with Jerry Lawler.
Oh, for real?
Oh, yeah. I got Southern Tag titles. I won the tournament on television. I was the first ever Sam Sound champion for the Casinos. So I'm just trying to build our own stars. We got so many young, talented guys on our show, and all they need is an opportunity. And I want to be that guy to help them get to the next level.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, see, and the good thing about it, I was just on a rant, man, and I'm sitting here talking about the youth and different things like that. And, I went to the Army when I was 18 because of my uncles, and you know they were my role models.
Right.
So I said, "Ooh, they go on trips all the time. They like be going to Jamaica and this and that, and then, you know." So I said, "I want to go to Jamaica, so let me go to the Army." And then I came back and I was on the police department or what have you. But it was because of things that I had saw and people that had inspired me. You know what I mean? So we definitely need role models in this city that are teaching our young people or giving them the ability to feel as though you can be an entrepreneur. Look at this man. This man is stepping out there on his own. He's stepping out on faith.
Yes.
You know, and that's hard a lot of times. And a lot of times people, because there are so many individuals that may be established or may already be in the market, and they try to put roadblocks and stumbling blocks and, you know, try to block you out, or they may be a different hue than you.
Right.
And they
Right.
feel as though they're the only ones that can do this.
Right.
And, you know, it kind of makes it harder for you.
It does.
You know, so don't give up, brother.
Yeah, I've already ran into a lot of stuff. I had people call the station to try to get me canceled.
What?
And I hate to say it, but I have to be honest. You got me on the show, so I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, you don't. I saw you sent me your little rant yesterday. Man, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, but
Do you, man?
But it's difficult because, as we all know, that the wrestling industry is an entertainment-based industry.
Yes, yes.
To where they do come up with the scripts for the winners and the losers.
Oh, wait a minute. Stop. No. I was going to ask you, too. Are you telling me that this stuff is scripted?
Some of it is and some of it is not.
Okay.
All right? But it wasn't geared for the African-American. I will put it that way.
Okay.
If you watch the percentage of how many African-American wrestlers that you see on television, the numbers are very slim. Even when you think about it here from a Memphis scale, when you was growing up, how many African-American wrestlers that you see on TV on Saturday mornings, that was a superstar? Or was it a guy that we call the enhancement talent, that they'll put him in the ring and they get beat up the whole time on Saturday morning? And I'm just trying to change that narrative to where we can compete on that level. And
So
can
we
start-
didn't have no black Ric Flairs.
No.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay.
If we did, it was like a Rocky Johnson who wasn't based here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they'll bring him in for a second, and if you would notice, if it was one African American here that was a star, it would only be one. So whenever one left, they would bring another one because the territory wasn't big enough to have multiple.
What?
But when you look at the market
Yeah.
in Memphis,
Yeah.
it was the Mid-South Coliseum was packed with African Americans.
Yes.
You can tell my grandmama that wrestling wasn't
Wasn't scripted. Ooh-wee.
right.
Man, see, that's what I'm talking about, because you had a lot of people, even a lot of young ladies and that were into the wrestling. Because I know some of my female cousins, they were like wrestling groupies.
Right.
They were wrestling groupies, man. Right. And I was like, where y'all going? Well, we going down here because so-and-so down here, and we going to this place because so. And I was like, what?
And that's what we're trying to bring back to where our stuff is going to be more of a sport. So it won't be as scripted as you see others. And I think that's what's going to be the difference, and that's going to separate us.
Bob Midget say, Johnny Dotson, great wrestler. How you know? You done seen him wrestle, Bob?
Yeah.
How you know? Anyway, I have to mess with Bob because Bob be messing with me. You know.
Bob is actually one of our commentators on the show.
What?
Josh?
Is Bob like Dave Brown?
That's the role he had.
Is he like Dave Brown?
Does an excellent job.
And what was the other one? Lance Russell.
Yes.
Lance Russell and Dave Brown. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they were the wrestling commentators for the city of Memphis for a very, very, very long time.
Yes.
And everybody knew them, and I think Dave Brown did the weather or something too.
Right.
So, yeah. So, is it Bob and Josh?
I have both Bob and Josh.
No.
Father-son tag team.
Not Bob and Josh.
Bob and Josh.
Bob, you and Josh?
Both.
Man, y'all need to get me out there to commentate. I'll draw the women in for you. I draw the people. I'll draw them. Look, I'm a talker. Bob and them just be messing around. I'll be like you. I'm like you now. No, Bob and them. No, I'm just kidding. Bob, I'm just kidding, brother. No, Bob and them, good people.
Good man. Good
people.
guys. Good guys.
Bishop Bob, good people.
Yeah.
Just well-rounded. And Josh is a good dude. They do Talk Back Live.
Right.
They've been doing that for years. I've been guests on their show. They've always invited me over. They've been over here. Nothing but good people. You know what I mean? So, okay, so you're trying to develop this market, and you're trying to make sure that it's a reflection of the audience that actually watches a lot of times, and to give opportunities.
Right, because I'm blessed to have the whole hour slot. In history, in Memphis, there's only been 2 black promoters that actually had a television show. A wrestler, that's me and the late great
Wait a
quarterback.
minute, is this every Saturday?
It's every Saturday.
So I can come watch this Saturday?
This Saturday,
It's a
11
live.
o'clock.
It's live?
No, we do pre-tapes. Now, and here's the blessing of that.
Oh.
We go to different churches and actually film the wrestling show. We'll be at Eureka's True Vine Baptist Church on Mill Branch
When?
on this Saturday.
Where is that at?
Right up
Eureka. Where's Eureka?
Yeah, Pastor Tappan.
Tapping. I've
Randy
heard.
Ta-
I've
Randy
heard.
Vicinity.
I've heard of tapping.
Yes,
Okay. Mill Branch and what?
Mill Branch and Brooks. Right there, you can't miss it. Right behind the barbershop. Lit Junior's right across the street.
Okay, I know where Lit Junior is.
It's right across the street. If you know where the gas station is, it's right behind it. Eureka True Vine Baptist Church.
Oh,
Right
so
there.
so hold on. So you're gonna go in there and set up a ring
Set the
and
ring up.
whole 9
The
yards.
whole
and
9
take-
yards.
So what time Saturday?
It'll be Saturday at 12 o'clock.
Okay. Is it open to the public, or do you
Next
have to make a Well, see,
Here we go.
Here you go. Okay.
We charge it $10.
Okay.
You know, because
I got $10.
it ain't but $10, and
got
I promise you, it's worth every dollar. We got some wonderful talent.
Okay.
These guys are amazing. I think I'm probably the shortest person there.
Really?
I'm talking. I got some monsters.
Okay.
Big Charles Ray, he's like a strongman competitor. He can lift up a back end of a Lexus.
What?
Some people said it.
Okay.
He's a real deal.
Okay. So you're gonna be at Eureka this weekend,
Right.
this Saturday. What time?
And we'll be there at 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. What time taping starts?
It starts at 12. The doors are open at 10:30.
Okay, that's what I want to.
Yeah,
okay,
doors
so
open at 10:30.
doors open at 10:30. Taping starts at 12.
12 noon.
Okay, I got to see what I'm doing this weekend because I got to come out here and see this. If nothing else, just to mess with Bob and Josh. But
It's a good show.
oh, okay. And I'm gonna tell the truth. I have never been to Bluff City Wrestling, but I did see Mr. Dotson, and I saw what he was doing. And because I am close to Josh and Bob, I've been following. You know, you can with Facebook and all them other platforms, you can follow from afar. And I have seen it on TV.
Good.
I have seen it on TV. So I'm gonna have to come out to a live taping.
Right.
I'm gonna have to come out to a live taping, and who knows? I might be able to get Miss Debbie. We can come out there and do a live show or something. Would you let me? Would you let me come out there and do a live show?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Because we have a television studio now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we just picked up a television studio about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It's on it's 596 Sandridge, right off Summer Avenue.
Okay.
We got a real production studio.
Wow.
And
So you're gonna start having it there?
We're gonna start having it there the first of the year.
Okay.
That's why we're gonna have our wrestling academy. The ring will be set up 24 hours a day right there.
Hold on. Wait. Stop. A wrestling academy?
We're starting a wrestling academy.
Okay. So what do I have to do to get to the wrestling academy?
All you have to do is contact me. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Bluff City Wrestling. Send us an email, text message, and we'll set it up from there.
If individuals want to get involved in wrestling.
If you want to be a manager, commentator, referee, all you gotta do is reach out.
Wait a minute, hold on. So y'all gonna teach people to be commentators. You're gonna teach people to be a manager.
Right.
The business aspect.
Right.
You're gonna teach people to be a wrestler.
Yes.
So all of this stuff is going to be. Now, see, I like this. And I'm gonna tell you why I like this. I used to have a foundation called the Humble Hearts Foundation, and we used to take young kids that wanted to rap.
Okay.
I bought the Barcade's old studio. Alexander, I bought his house, which had a studio in it. And we turned that into the foundation. And in order for kids to cut a CD, they had to go through the business aspect first.
Right.
First.
Right.
Because a lot of artists, especially young people that want to be rappers or be involved in the entertainment industry, they didn't know about publishing. They didn't know about copyrights. They didn't know about entertainment attorneys. They didn't know that you need to handle the business aspect. It wasn't just getting up on the mic rapping and putting it out there, because everybody steals stuff, even a lot of the major record labels. But there were also other career fields that you could get into because we brought producers in, we brought engineers in. You know, producers make so much money; it's pitiful.
Yes.
We brought in, you know, just all aspects, lighting, staging, all of that. But they went through that the first 6 months, and then the second 6 months they would go into the studio and cut a CD. So.
And that's what we try to teach with Bluff City Wrestling
Okay.
Academy, is because it's called professional wrestling.
Okay.
You got to understand the professional aspect of it first. The wrestling is second.
Right.
Professionalism is first. So you need to learn the business, learn the game.
Oh, wow.
It's easy to go in there and punch and kick somebody. You know, once somebody show you everything, but the professional aspect of it is the part they have to learn, and the psychology aspect. So we want to make sure we teach that first.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Are you getting any funding from the city council or the county commission or anybody for this? Are you getting any grants or what? You funding all of this on your
Yeah,
own?
I have a friend, a business partner that help fund pretty much everything that we do. So.
Okay, okay. I was just wondering because, see, these are the type of things that need to be available to young people in this city. If we're talking about trying to get them out of the streets, if we're talking about trying, you know, it's almost like, yeah, you got some people that gravitate toward football.
Right.
You got some people gravitate toward basketball. You got some people gravitate toward baseball. You got some people gravitate toward music.
Right.
You have other people that may gravitate toward wrestling.
Yes.
So those are the things that we need to provide to the youth in the city, alternatives, so that they will have a safe space to be able to go and to acquire all of these. So City Councilman Ford, City Councilman Michael Easton Thomas, City Councilman whoever else, and County Commissioner Ford and County Commissioner Van Turner and all of you guys, these are the kind of activities that are already in the community. You don't even have to establish them. You just need to help fund them.
Right.
And provide them the opportunity to be able to avail themselves to the young people in this community. How about that? How about it? Man, I'm excited. I'm getting excited about this wrestling thing, man.
I would be glad to do it because wrestling saved my life. It got me off the streets.
Hold up, stop.
Oh, yeah.
You wasn't out there in the streets.
Oh, yeah. Anybody know? A lot of people know me from the streets.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm just polished. I just got a little
I
polish.
saw you preaching.
Oh, yeah. I pastored a church out in Eads.
See,
Yeah, I pastored a church in Eads.
I sit there and watch them preaching live, y'all.
Right.
I was watching them preach.
I see you says preach, Doc. I see you.
Yeah, it must have been Jersey Sunday or something.
Right,
Jersey
right.
Day or
It was
something. 'Cause
Jersey
they had,
Day, sir.
it looked like they had on football jerseys and all of
Yeah.
this, and I was like, oh, he a preacher too.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
God has been good.
But I love that, man. I love individuals that are well-rounded, individuals that are versed, individuals that are doing things in the community because, you know, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take people of all walks,
Right.
all types,
Yes.
doing all kinds of things to be able to address the issues, the ills and the woes of this city. So where are you trying? Where are you trying to go? So in the end, what do you want Bluff City Wrestling to do?
I want to compete with the big guys. I want to compete with the WWE and the AEWs. I feel like that because Memphis, everybody that started wrestling, everybody came through Memphis. Ric Flair, The Rock,
Yep.
everybody
Yep.
came through Memphis.
Yep.
So
Yep.
this is the bed for wrestling.
Right.
And I just believe that we can get Memphis back on the plateau in which it used to be.
Okay.
And I think I can do it.
That's gonna take a lot of hard work, Doc. You up to it?
My shoulders are broad. I think I can handle it.
Ooh, wee. Look at
I
here.
accept the challenge.
Okay. Hey, and for some of you young guys that are out there, man, just remember, we're going to have Mr. Johnny Dotson back on the show once he gets the academy established and different things like that, because we want to put it out there. We want to make sure that you know, or you have the ability to be able to get in contact with him and to know that this is an alternative. These are other things that you can do. You know, and I'm going to tell you, I grew up in North Memphis near Scutterfield, and when I was in that environment, that's all I knew.
Right.
So I thought it was normal.
Right. I understand.
You know what I mean? You know, and that's what I was trying to tell them earlier about these young boys and these individuals out here. When that's all you know, that's all you know. And you think it's normal. You think it's normal to say, I'm not going to live past 25, so I'm finna wild out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Man, I'm finna hit somebody in the head. I'm finna shoot somebody. I'm finna go take what I want because I ain't going to be here that long no way. So I'm just waiting on my number to be called. But once I got outside of Memphis and I joined the Army and I was in Europe, I was in Hawaii, I was in Thailand, I was in Korea, I was in England, I was here, I was there. I'm like, wow, man, wait a minute, it's a whole world out here.
Yes.
Man, and guess what? People out here balling, man. They living. You know what I mean? I mean, just straight living. And it don't take a whole lot. It just take you doing what you're supposed to do and acting right. Saving your money, having values, priorities, having dreams.
Right.
You know, putting those dreams into play. All of these individuals that have developed whatever, Microsoft or Apple or Facebook, you know, billionaires now, it all started as a dream.
As a dream.
People, and I can imagine, man, how many people told them, man, you crazy. You ain't gonna be able to do that.
A lot of people.
I bet you hear that all the time.
A lot. Yeah. Because you have to look. They said I didn't look the part.
And what does the part look?
I've been trying to figure that out now.
Some of them billionaires who did Microsoft and Apple, they look goofy.
Right.
You know, as far as, you know, in my book, they look goofy. You know what I mean? They were geekers, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I could imagine a lot of them when they were in college, they probably didn't have a girlfriend. You know how them girls used to be, man, you a bookworm. Man, I need some thug love. I don't want to be messing with you.
Yeah.
You know, you square. I used to hear that in school because I was smart thug. But you're a square. I'm a square. What Mike Jones said? Oh no. I'm up here with the preacher. I'm sorry.
I still don't like Mike Jones.
Well, he said, now I'm hot, y'all on me.
Right.
So, you know. But anyway, so we got about a couple of minutes. So tell the citizens and the individuals out there, what do you want them to know about Bluff City Wrestling?
That we're trying to come back and bring family values back on TV on Saturday morning. And also, if anybody has a business that they want to have some advertisement done, we own the whole hour slot. So if you got commercials, anything like that you want to get on television, feel free to reach out to us. We can make that happen for you. So what?
Oh, wow. So you sell it. Man, look at you.
I had to throw that out there real quick.
Hold on. This man charging for you to get in there, which is a good thing.
Right.
Because you provide a service.
Uh-huh.
This man charging for airtime, which is a good thing because you get to have your product exposed and you get to support a worthy cause at the same time. How about that? So, you know, for all of you guys that are out there, you know, true and honestly, support small businesses, support entrepreneurs, support those individuals that are trying to come up because you never know. Before you know it, he may be in the Coliseum because we're going to save the Coliseum still.
Yes.
Trying to get it back for wrestling. He may be in the Coliseum. He may be in the FedEx Forum. He may be taking his troop all over the United States. And we can say, guess what? It all started right here in the city of Memphis, just like FedEx. Fred Smith, when he told people he's going to start a airline transport and all of this other kind of stuff, they probably told that man he was crazy. But guess what? They gave him money. They supported him. And now he is one of the biggest cargo transporters in the world. And guess where it is? Headquarters, right here in the city of Memphis. Hey, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to Memphis 360. It has been a plum pleasing pleasure. And until next week, same time, same location, be blessed, be strong, be encouraged, and we'll see you next week.
We're gonna make you fall in love with SVPTV.